Hey, so this was fun. Okay, so I played Ian, and it was fun. So let's look over the game and the matchup and stuff. So, he's got this stuff. I've got this stuff. It's very exciting. So just looking at team preview, Megalopony's always a threat. I think he'll bring like some special defensive rocks, Rachi, that can like take on stuff like, I don't know, Megamanectric, Zoroark. Actually, no, not Zoroark. Chestnut, Starmie, Florges, maybe Dragonite, I don't know, stuff like that. Uh, Togekiss I don't really see coming, but it's definitely a possibility. If he does, he'll probably bring a Stall Breaker Nasty Plot set. Decidueye is scary with Swords Dance, but I can probably play around it. Milotic is my favorite thing aside from Starmie, and it's good. It's good this week. I'll probably run an offensive set when he brings it. You know, it's just a good mod. Alolan Muck is the threat this week because my entire team is special, except for like these two guys and that one. And it's a really good special wall. And overall, it just has a great matchup against me. So that's definitely something I gotta be ready for. And like this, Alolan Muck Milotic combination is just tough for me to break. After that, he's got the Zydog, which I'm not worried about at all. I have Chestnut, Miltank, Hippowdon, just Starmie can OHKO it, Florges can OHKO it, Mega Manectric can OHKO it. It can't do much to me. Paragonal can spin. I don't really see it coming, but it could come as like a Dragonite check. Arcanine I really don't see coming, personally. It just doesn't do much against my team. Excelgor is a big threat. I think he'll be a Spike Sash lead. I saw that in a lot of my mocks. People really liked bringing that. And if not, then it'll be a Z move, and it can just clean up late game, so it's always a threat. Could be Specs or something. And Hippopotas, whatever it is surprisingly scary because it takes on my two biggest attackers, Dragonite and Mega Manectric, very well. And it also handles Heatran. So it's a Hippo, but I have a tough time breaking it, and it's really good against me. So that's scary. So, my matchup's decent. His matchup's decent. I don't know. It should be an interesting game because we both have big threats. So, on to the team builder. Just gonna... Oh, whoa, you saw nothing. That was not a mock or anything. So, yeah, So here's my team. I brought Lycan Rock, Choice Banded, Stone Edge, Brick Break, Crunch, Sucker Punch. I just looked at the matchup and like Stone Edge fucking wins. He has three things that resist it. Hippopotas is the only thing that isn't hit hard by one of my other two moves. And then I can outspeed most of his walls and kill them. Or not kill them, but do a shit ton of damage. And it's just a really nice mon overall. After that I brought Chestnut. I had to bring it to counter Megalopony. Rocky Helmet for Fake Out and just so it hits itself. Shadow Claw, Drain Punch, Synthesis, Spikes. Depending on what type of game this is, Spikes could be really, really nice if he doesn't have a way to remove them. So that's always good. Shadow Claw, so I'm not set up fodder for the Decidueye. And then Drain Punch just for general coverage, and Synthesis to attack. Max defense so I can live hits better. And this thing's EVs are to outspeed Togekiss. Hippowdon is a mixed set. It takes on Jirachi really well. It can live hits from pretty much anything on his team that I want it to. It does what Hippo does, which is just take hits from everything. Toxic, EQ, Stone Edge, and Slack Off. Because Edgequake is really nice against his team. Like, look at that. Just everything died, except for that fucking thing and this thing. I don't know, it's just... Edgequake is a good, and I'm Sandforce because I think he'll bring the Hippopotas. And so I'll get the bonus, and then also I have two Synthesis Mons, so I don't want to weaken that. Next up, I got a fun set. I got Heatran, Weakness Policy, Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Flame Charge, Fire Blast. The idea behind this thing is that late game, if I'm in against Milotic, I Flame Charge as he scouts for a Grassium Z. He's like, oh, he doesn't have the Grassium Z. So then he Weakness Policy, he Scalds on my Sunny Day, and then I kill it with a Solar Beam and Sweep. Because aside from Alolan Muck, nothing really can take me out after I'm at +1 speed and Arcanine, but he's not fucking bringing Arcanine. And Hippopotas. But yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Nothing can really take me on that well when I'm set up, so that's nice. Maybe that'll come in. Maybe it won't. So those four I had the whole time in prep. These last two mons shuffled out a lot. Originally, I had... What was it? I think it was just a normal Mega Manectric and... God, Zoroark? Maybe Spec Zoroark set? But I didn't really like those. And then... So I ended up going to Florges, just because he has some pretty big special attackers. Excelgor and Togekiss in specific, I can just take them on really well. Also Cryogonal. So I was just like, yeah, I'll bring special defensive Florges, Moonblast, Defog, Synthesis, Aromatherapy. It's just a good mon. Reliable. Wish Pass if I need it, which I probably will this game. Aromatherapy will be big because I'm expecting a lot. I think this will be a defensive game, unlike my past couple games. That's what the mindset I go into this match, that this is going to be a, not stall, but as close to stall as I'll get. And then lastly, let me pull this up real quick. I got Discord. Oh yeah, you can. I'll talk to you later, Daniel. All right, so we got your boy Zern, and then so I say like, hey, let's do this Manectric set, and he's like, no, you're fucking trash. And then he just like, you know what, fuck it, bring it. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I tell that to Robin, and then Robin's like, fuck you. So people don't like this set. But I'm bringing a Curse, Spark, Rest, Crunch Manectric. Max Special Defense, take hits from Togekiss. And if his special attackers are gone and I get a good chance to set up, it 6-0s. This thing is a fucking monster if I play it right. It looks really fucking weird in theory, but I'm a big fan of it. I was debating between Ice Fang, and I ended up going for Crunch for better hits than the Jirachi and the Decidueye. I probably should have ran Ice Fang. Like, hindsight's 20/20. But Hippopotas was a bigger threat than Jirachi or Decidueye to this set specifically. But yeah, so that's fun. Let's get into the game. We see Cryogonal, Hippo, Milotic, Lopunny, Muck, and Togekiss. So we see that it didn't bring the Decidueye or the Jirachi, which are two things that very surprised me. What surprised me even more is that he didn't bring the Excelgor, which I was very much expecting. So I'm like, I'm just going to lead with... Wait, why isn't my Lycanroc shiny? Whatever. So I'm just going to lead with Lycanroc, expecting him to lead with, like, something that is probably weak to Lycanroc, because that's most of his team. And he ends up leading with the Milotic. So I'm like, I'm a big boy. So I Stone Edge turn 1, predicting anything except him to get a Scald Burn. And it gets a crit, which is nice. So from this, I know he's max special, or he's max defense, or very close to it. I don't get burned by the Scald, which is nice. He gets burned by Flame Orb, so now I know he's defensive. And now I predict him to switch out here into the... I predicted the the Hippo, so I switched into this. He makes a nice play and doubles out into that. And then I switch into my Hippo. He gets a Toxic off, respect. And then right here, I just go for my EQ. No, I don't. I lied. I make a good play because I'm a good player. And I predict him to go into Milo. And yeah, so I can kill him if he stays in, so he has to switch out. And this does a ton of damage. That's a lot. And then he goes for Figgy Berry, which is annoying. But if I can take down like the biggest threat on his team this early, that would be huge. So I go for another one, predicting him to Pursuit me. And he does, and then I live it on 1 HP, and I'm like, oh shit. That was a long turn. I spent like forever thinking about if he's going to Shadow Sneak or Pursuit. I ended up just going for it, and it worked out. So, huge threat down turn 1. I live on 2 HP. And yeah. So now he can bring in the monster. Actually, not the monster. This doesn't scare me that much. And he just goes for a safer turn. Does decent damage. Rocky Helmet, he takes damage. And I go for a Drain Punch just to be safe. I really should have Synthesis there or switched out. So I switch into Florges because he can do nothing to me. So yeah. He goes into Hippo. Yeah? See ya! That's my life. So, he goes in Hippo. Good play, good play. I thought that would do more, but this tells me that he's max specially defensive. So, for here, we get into a very long defensive battle, as I expected. I have the numbers advantage right now, and I think that just playing the long game, I have the advantage. The main thing is that I just can't break this Hippo with anything on my team, really. So, that's annoying. So, I'm going to spare you all of this. I'm just going to tell you when important turns happen. I get up some spikes here. He, Wish, Air Slash, Hacks, Nerd. I get off a Toxic here. I should have gone for Stone Edge. It was obvious switch. And he spins, which happens a lot this game. So, yeah, now it's just, I don't really feel like commentating this because this is just Pokemon doing a thing. They just sort of go in and out, take hits. A lot of Toxic and rocks and stuff are exchanged. I should have Toxic there. Like, Toxic in this Hippo would have just made my life so much easier. But I get a Toxic off on this, which is always nice. And he can't get that off of him. So yeah, we just have a lot more turns of, switching around. Not much is happening. Oh wait, did something just happen? Yeah, he goes into his Lopunny, and it does a lot of damage with Earthquake. So he's at a range where 2 Rocky Helmet hits kill him. But he makes a great play here. He predicts that switch, and he goes into the Cryogonal. But I make a good play in return, and I go for Spikes. No, I go for Synthesis, shut up. But, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm just able to get Spikes up, which is great, because damage on switch-ins is nice. So I go into Florges, and then we just have... But I defog the Spikes away, so it doesn't really even matter. And then he kills me with Air Slash, which is unfortunate, because hacks are a thing. And then this is where the game starts. I go into Manectric. He's like, alright, he's going to kill me, or whatever, so he switches out. And I'm like, hey, guess what? Got him, bitch. Dab. And then... So he's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, curse Mega Man, fam. And he's like, whatever, I'll Toxic it. And then, I just keep cursing up. And he's like, what are you doing? You finna die, nibba. And then I'm like, nah. And this commentary is fucking AIDS. So he switches out, predicting me to attack it or something. But nope, rest. And it was at this point that I realized the game is over. Like, yeah, he can't win unless he gets a crit. Look at how little he's doing. Look at that. It's amazing. So then he goes into the hip-hop. No, he doesn't. He goes into this and sees that he doesn't do shit to me. Which is nice, because I like having my Manectric be healthy. And then he switches back into this, and we just continue the stall war. I'm salty, didn't have Whirlwind. If that killed, I would have won like 15-0. Yeah, so, we just keep going. I get up to +6/+6. And then, fuck. I make a really bad play here and attack him and kill him. When I should have rested, because now Mega Lopunny comes in. And kills me with Fake Out plus Toxic. But Curse Mega Manectric got 2 kills, a 1v1 a Hippopotas, and that is something you will never be able to say again. So you're welcome. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. So then I can just go into Chestnut, safe play. He Toxics as I get off a Drain Punch. My play here was to go for the Spikes, so then my Milotic can't switch in. But that's not what I did. I just killed him. Because I wasn't thinking in the long game. So it's at this point that I realized, wait, fuck, I lose to my Milotic if he doesn't play into my hands with Heatran. So first turn I Flame Charge, and it goes exactly according to plan. He recovers first turn. Now is the big one. Will he see it coming and switch out, or will he Scald? He Scalds. I get to +2. And then I can just Solar Beam for the win. Really, this was guaranteed to put him into Toxic range, by the way. So, I knew that, obviously. And then I Solar Beam again, and that's the game. So, that was a thing. Holy fuck, how did I do that? I'm really satisfied with how this went. Great game, Ian. He's the guy who I played. Sorry for not mentioning that earlier. But that was just one of the most fun games I've ever had. It was super defensive, but it didn't feel boring. I just really enjoyed it. Yeah. I don't know, it was fun. But next week, I'm facing the best player. I'm 4-0 +10 now, first in the league. But I'm about to be 4-1 +4 because I played Jarrett, and Jarrett is the god. Yeah. Pokemon is a game. Woo! By the way, XRN, put me at number 1 because Curse Mega Manectric deserves it in power rankings if you do those. Okay, thanks, bye.